at 580-782-3827.
We're not talking about punching a time clock and working 9 to 5. We're talking about working around the clock, rain or shine, hot or cold, because crops and animals won't wait. Jimmy knows all about it because he lives it. And Jimmy knows what you're going through because he goes through it too. He's here to talk about it. It's seed and feed, chemicals and compost, vaccinations and irrigation. It's time for Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
Hey, good day to all you great stewards of land. It is Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark, brought to you by First National Bank and Trust of Elk City in Sayre, Oklahoma. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Let's get into it. Lots to talk about today. I got a question coming up for a pair of Elk City Rodeo tickets, and what's on stapled on here today? A $20 off rib crib off your meal. $20 off your meal. So anyway, I got a cool question. I want to see how wise you guys are out there. All right, let's see. Man, 106 degrees already at Walters. 95 at Hollis. 94 at Elk City. 90 at Arnett. 91 at Camargo, home of my cousin Eddie. 89 at Sealing. 94 at Slap Out, and 90 at Boise City out here in the panhandle of Texas. What do we got? She's warm. 100 degrees at Odell, 100 at Childress, 94 at Wellington, 94 at Miami, Lipscomb's 97, and Palladora Lake is 94 degrees. Okay. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and give you the question so you can be working on it. If you want to just play along, please do not send your name. But if you want to win a pair of Elk City Rodeo tickets, 88th annual for Sunday. This is for Sunday, September 6th, and you cannot exchange. These are general admission. You cannot exchange them for nothing. You're going to the rodeo Sunday in general admission. Plus the rib crib, $20 off your meal. So you can come to eat at the rib crib, go to rodeo. All 3 nights start at 8 o'clock, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you ready? Send your answer on the Fowler text line, agency text line, Fowler agency text line. Who is a country music singer that was a bareback riding champion? I'll give you a hint. It was back in the 70s. Who was a country music singer that was a bareback riding champion? There you go. All right, let's see what happened overnight in our big old world of agriculture. Wheat futures plunged in overnight trading as Russia takes steps to protect its grain shipments, and the U.S. spring harvest rolls on. Russia said yesterday that it was taking steps to protect vessels carrying grain in an ongoing war with Ukraine. Good luck with that. The Ukrainians and them drones are pretty rough. Russia and Ukraine have targeted ports and shipping infrastructure and war between the countries, which started in February of 2022. Russia, the world's largest, not the biggest, I guess same thing, world's largest exporter of wheat, is expected to ship 46 million metric tons of grain, according to the USDA. Ukraine is expected to ship 13.5 million tons of wheat. Prices were also pressured as the U.S. spring harvest moves on. About 62% of the spring crop was in the bin as of Sunday, up from 41% a week earlier, and well above the 5-year average of 52%. Export inspections of wheat and corn in the 7 days that ended on August 20th also declined week to week. Wheat assessments dropped to 425,000 metric tons from 514 the week before. Corn inspections dropped to 1.3 million tons, down from 1.94 million tons the week before. And it was about the same as last year, though, 1.34 million, so right in there. Examinations of soybeans for offshore delivery, meanwhile, came up to 420,895 metric tons. That's almost not quite double, but up from 294,000 tons a week earlier. 393,000 metric tons last year. Wheat futures for December delivery dropped 9 3/4 cents to 6.89 3/4 cents a bushel, while Kansas City futures lost 14 1/4 to 7.52 3/4 a bushel. Corn futures for December fell a half a penny to 5.15 a bushel overnight on the Chicago Board of Trade. Soybean futures for November delivery declined 6 cents to 12.18 1/4 a bushel. Soy meal was down a buck to 327.60 a short ton, and soy oil dropped a penny to 66.31 cents a pound. Let's see here. According to this, corn and soybean conditions decline week to week as plants continue to mature. The USDA said yesterday in its weekly crop progress, about 57% of the U.S. corn was in good or excellent condition at the start of the week. That's down from 60% a week earlier. A year ago, 71% of the crop earned top ratings. 6% of the crop was mature as of Sunday, up from 4% the previous week and on par with prior 5-year average. 45% was dented, up from 29% a week earlier. 60% of the U.S. soybeans were in good or excellent shape at the beginning of the week. According to the USDA, that's down from 61% a week earlier and 69% at the same point a year ago. 6% of the crop was dropping leaves versus the average of 4%, and 91% was setting pods, up from 85% week earlier. There you go. Well, let's see what the National Weather Service has got in store for us. Man, I keep hearing these rumors we're going to get some rain tonight, but I was watching a deal a while ago. It looks like the Panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma is going to be setting pretty good, but as it moves in, crosses the state line into western Oklahoma, it's going to lose its ump from what I'm seeing. So keep your fingers crossed and hope it just stays steady rain all night long. Extremely hot weather is forecast again today for parts of central and southern Oklahoma and north Texas, according to the National Weather Service. By the way, Chickasha set a record. Death Valley was the only place in the United States yesterday hotter than Chickasha. Death Valley was 119 and Chickasha was 115. But I had 114, 115 on my truck numerous times. Driving around taking care of some cattle yesterday. The extreme heat warnings are scheduled to end around 7 p.m. tonight. Other than that, not much else going on with the weather. Let's keep your fingers crossed. Again, question that I have to win a pair of Elk City Rodeo tickets to the 88th Annual Rodeo of Champions for Sunday, September the 6th, general admission, plus a rib crib coupon for $20 off your meal. Who is a country music singer that won a bareback riding championship? 580-225-9697. I'm sorry, Woodward listeners, you're going to have to come down here to get the tickets. They're down here, and my apologies, but you got plenty of time to get them picked up. So let's take a Stockman's Veterinary Clinic break, and we'll be right back after this.
Jim is all wound up and ready to go. Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
It's known as the thief in the night. A lack of cattle mineral can lead to decreased weaning weight, small, weak calves, and severely compromised health. Don't let a gap in your feeding program rob your herd performance. Stop by Farmers Union Co-op Gin at 720 South Main in Elk City and pick up a bag of Purina Wind and Rain Storm Mineral today. That's Farmers Union Co-op Gin, 720 South Main in Elk City, 580-225-0191.
Hey, John, got any vacation plans this summer?
Not yet. Why?
Because at Windy Nissan, we're making it easy to hit the road during our Summer Day sales events.
With deals like what?
A 2026 Nissan Kick starting at just $24,455, up to $4,000 off new Muranos, and 0% financing for 60 months on select Rogues.
Oh, that's enough to put anyone in a summer mood.
And with military and college graduate savings available, the deals just keep getting better.
Don't miss the Summer Day sales event at Windy Nissan,
where everyone is family.
Future you wants to have fun on the 4th. So get set in one stop at Target's 4th of July sale. Get 40% off women's dresses, skirts, and shorts. And for the kiddos, shorts are 20% off. What's a celebration without something tasty? Frozen treats are BOGO 25% off. Plus, you save 30% on soda 12 packs when you buy 3. Have fun all weekend long. Shop Target's 4th of July sale. And Saturday, restrictions apply.
Why is the Elk City Rodeo so special? We think it's because it features some of the world's best cowboys and cowgirls. We also believe conversation with friends over a burger and a cold drink is pretty enjoyable. And for a few hours, we forget all about life's worries. This is Pro Rodeo announcer Wayne Brooks inviting you to the Elk City Rodeo September 4th, 5th, and 6th. Brought to you by Barbara Dyson Ford. Tickets are on sale at elkcityrodeo.com. It's time for the best in pro rodeo. It's the Elk City Rodeo September 4th through the 6th. See you there.
Hey folks, this is EJ Gredeman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
Do you know Mickey Lively with Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance? If you do, you already know this about him.
When people meet me and get to know me, I think they do truly walk away with a feel of, you know what, when that guy says something, he means it. He means what he says what he means. I'm a straight shooter. I'll tell people up front, hey, I might not be able to beat that price. One thing that I always do when I meet with a client or with a new customer, I look over all their insurance stuff. And there are times I hand it back to them and say, hey, you've got great coverage at a great price. If you're not happy with your agent, let's look at making a change. But if you don't have any issues with them, hey, you got another set of eyes that looked at your policy and you've got good coverage, you don't have anything to worry about. That goes a long way because a couple of years from now, they may have a rate increase. I'm Mickey Lively, and I work for Oklahoma Farm Bureau, and my office is located in Greer County.
Mickey Lively and Oklahoma Farm Bureau in Greer County.
Call 782-3827.
Life insurance and annuity products offered through Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company. Property and casualty products are offered through Oklahoma Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance and affiliated companies.
Oh, Jimmy's all wound up and ready to go. Here comes more of Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
We got a winner, and I notified him, but you guys spell worse than I do. And nobody around here born in Louisiana, Mississippi, I can tell. More about that coming up here. Let's check out some weather out in Texas Panhandle. Let's do the Lipscomb Dealerships Ag Weather Update for Palador Lake. 94 degrees, heat and there's some bad spelling going on. Heat index at 92 degrees. Humidity is 26. Dew point's 54. Winds are out of the north at 11 miles an hour. Peak wind gust today, 26 miles an hour. Month to date precipitation, 0.96 inches. 8-inch soil temperature, 87 degrees. Before I couldn't get a hold of Brandon. He's probably still mad at President Trump. He don't want to talk to me. So, but check out some of this spelling. My man over at Foss, he spells it. So who it was Chris Ledoux, if you don't know by now. Man, thank you. I got 3 pages of answers. Thank you very much for your participation. My man from Foss, he spells it CRISSLADINO. and then one guy, one person, I should say, Chris Ledoux. It's LEDUE. Makes sense. But anyway, so the actual spelling for your information is LEDOUX. Chris Ledoux. So, man, I miss that guy. Woo! Man, it's been what? 20 years since he passed away? Yeah, he was young. So anyway, one of my favorite country rodeo music singers. So I notified the winner, by the way. So again, thanks for everybody who participated. I got more tickets to give away this week. So just stay tuned every day. So, all right, let's see what the market's doing real quick. Kansas City wheat, September 752 up 1 3/4. December 768 up 1 1/4. Wheat Out of Chicago, December 701 up 2. December corn 522 up 6.5. March is 537 up 6 3/4. Soybeans for September 1225 up 9. November 1233 up 8 3/4. September soybean oil 67.65 up 52. Soybean meal September 319.60 down 70. October 323 even down 20. And oats for December 342 up 1/4. I hadn't even looked at the board yet. Cattle, I'm dreading this. Golly. Anyway, live cattle October 211.15 down 245. December 212.30 down 190. Feeders for September 319.72 down 450. October 313.92 down 435. And November is 306.52 down 445. January 298.80 down 407. You guys remember about 6 or 7 months ago, I was talking about a friend of mine and me were talking and said the board, the people on the board wanted to get the cattle somewhere, the lives around $2 and the feeders around $3. Well, they're getting it done. It's a bunch of crap too. There's no reason for this market to be going down because the cattle numbers don't lie, and we're going to go over that here pretty quick. October lean hogs 81 even down 12. And natural gas and oil. What are we doing over here? October 82.14 down 287. On oil, natural gas, September 276, basically unchanged. Somebody want to fill me in on this fuel prices at the pumps? Oil was at what, 105, 110 here 3 or 4 months ago, and it's come down to the low 80s. It's been down in the 70s once, and now we're just hanging around in the low to mid 80s right now. But the fuel at the pumps is higher. Help me out. Why? $5.15 to fill up my truck yesterday. They shut me off at $150. $150 don't even fill up my diesel truck. Why? Why is that? Is it because of the summer? They got refineries down doing work on the deals. Why? Why is it higher now than when oil was $30 higher a barrel here a while back? Why? Somebody tell me. Ashley, you know this. You bought fuel. Why? Tell me. So there we go. All right, let's see here. Yesterday, and I'm excited because I have a gentleman coming on Thursday for the whole show to talk. He was actually down there at Douglas yesterday in Arizona when the first cattle come back across there. He's got some really cool stories to tell about that, so I'm really, really excited about Thursday's show. He'll be coming on with Aubrey Latham from XIT Auctions. We've been talking about the sale barn over in Shamrock. So I'm excited. All right. So inside day one at Douglas, how the USDA in Arizona will clear cattle and block screwworm at the border is pretty interesting. I'm just going to go through just touch on a few things, but from inspections and dips on the Mexican side to EID tags and state vets at the border, officials outline a cautious ramp up from a few hundred head to full capacity. When the Douglas, Arizona port reopens to Mexican cattle yesterday, the first loads won't simply just walk through the gate. After more than a year of closure over the New World screwworm, speaking of the New World screwworms, 46 reported cases so far, 2 are active. So nothing been going on for a week or so on that. The U.S. Department of Agriculture and the Arizona Department of Agriculture are layering inspections, treatments, traceability, and new state-level checks on every animal that crosses. Arizona Agriculture Director Paul Brierly, there we go, says he is confident of the system, which is pretty good, and the biosecurity is probably more tougher to get cattle across the border than is people. is probably how, from what I've seen. But it's a pretty cool setup. So they said at the ranch of origin, cattle are pre-inspected and treated with ivermectin injection. At the Mexican export facility, vets inspect the herd, checking for any open wounds, ticks, or blah, blah, blah. And then number 3, the dipping vat. Cattle must swim through a dipping vat at the APIS facility, fully submerging their heads under the supervision of a USDA veterinarian. For beef producers concerned about transmission of the disease or the screwworm, industrial leaders point out that the border inspection process remains one of the most thorough in modern agriculture. There is no way a screwworm can come through the United States on a bovine. It just won't happen, insists Wesley Eat of the EMCO Cattle Company, a longtime cattle feeder in Arizona and California, whose business has brought cattle across the border for decades. Those cattle will be cleaner than a load of cattle coming from South Texas right now. So they're using the traceability with the EID tag, and they got that going on. They don't do the clips anymore. They still brand them. With an M? Is that right? M? They still branding them there. There's no breeding cattle stock coming across this, according to this. And then it's they had, I don't remember how many they got across yesterday. 600, was it 600 or 200 something? I seen it in here a while ago. But a lot of people happy down there in Arizona and California getting some feeders across and going on. I did see something on social media that I called BS on yesterday. Somebody commented on there yesterday that because they were showing a video of the cattle coming through the gate, crossing the border, and they were some decent, pretty good looking cattle. I'm not going to lie. But he said that them cattle would be, in 4 to 5 months, it'd be eating choice or prime with those cattle there, and you can't even tell the difference between them and American cattle. I call BS on that. Sorry. No, it ain't. No way. They might be good, but they're not going to be better than what cattle we're raising up here. It'd be pretty close, but no. I'll go up against them every day. Ain't no big deal here. Okay, let's take a Stockman's Vet Clinic break, and we'll be right back.
Oh, Jimmy's all wound up and ready to go. Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
A man called the shop and asked Lyle if they fixed tractor tires out in the field. Lyle said, yes, they did. The man asked if Lyle had a 710 70R38. Lyle said, yes, they did. And Lyle asked where the tractor was. Do you know where Crawford is? The man asked. Lyle said, yeah, he knew. Can you come today? Lyle said they could, and they did, all the way from Blair to the northwest corner of Roger Mills County. Lyle Shaw at Blair Tire and Feed knows you can get tires just about anywhere. All he has to sell is service.
First-time home buyers, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the experience of previously owning a home. So I spend a lot of time with them, walking them through the process and explaining to them the requirements and things that are needed. I want to make sure that they understand that owning a home is a lot different than renting, because you're going to have maintenance, you're going to have insurance, you're going to have taxes, and you need to be able to calculate all of that into your budget. I'm Joe Shepard, and I help make the difference at First National Bank and Trust of Elk City and Sayre.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Every farmer and rancher knows nutrition is key when it comes to getting the best out of every animal. High Pro Feeds has built their reputation on providing the best nutrition possible. Their commitment to nutrition is unwavering. High Pro is a name you know and trust. Buy the best and get the results you deserve. Hobart Farm and Garden is your trusted High Pro Feeds dealer, providing quality feeds in bulk, bags, or sacks. Visit them online at hobartfarmandgarden.com.
Valley Center pivots are the most durable and reliable you can find. But when you do need replacement parts, your operation deserves the best. Valley Genuine Parts. Knutson Irrigation has been serving growers since 1981, and their experienced service technicians stand behind every part in their fully stocked warehouse. They also service other Pivot brands. So when you need fast service and reliable parts, you need Knutson Irrigation. Call them for service or visit KnutsonIrrigation.com for more info.
Kent Watkins here with SEI Agritech in Elk City, Oklahoma. We proudly offer the best feed and nutritional products to keep your herd thriving. From our Power Tubs and Power Cubes that are both DDG products, along with our Total Equine Horse Feed and Greater Gain Starter Feed. And please remember, we sell to Texas producers as well and welcome your business. Stop by or give us a call at SEI Agritech on South Randall in Elk City and let us help you find the best feed for your livestock. Follow us on Facebook for the latest updates.
This is the Western Oklahoma Livestock Auction Market Report for Monday, August 24th. 830 head were sold. 8 head of steers at $447, brought $422.50. 14 at $499, brought $417.50. 3 at $530, brought $397.50. 7 at $548, brought $395. 6 at $806, brought $325. 60 at $836, brought $328. 21 at $840, brought $317.50. 7 head of heifers at $404, brought $420. 8 at $481, brought $372.50. 4 at $493, brought $329. 22 at $715, brought $324.50. 8 at $737, brought $327. 17 at $859, brought $302. Butcher cows $130 to $164. Bulls $80 to $208. Bred cows $2,000 to $32.50. Western Oklahoma Livestock Auction exit 71, Clinton, Oklahoma. Sale every Monday at 10 a.m. To consign, call Brandon Hickey 580-497-6095.
He loves to talk about farming and ranching. Here's more of Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's check out some Lipscomb Dealerships weather up there, ag weather that is, up northwestern Oklahoma. Let's go to Sealing. 89 degrees, heat risk is low, feels like 93, dew point 69, humidity 52, the winds are out of the east-northeast at 10 miles an hour with wind gust of 15, 16/100th of an inch rain in the last 10 days. 3-day average 4-inch bare soil temperature 93 degrees, sunset at 8:15, mostly sunny and 100 today, 40% slight chance of thunderstorms tonight, 74 low. Tomorrow, 40% chance of thunderstorms and 94 for a high with north to northeast winds. And there you go. All right, we got some argument points going on here. Let's go. And you're right. One of the listeners said over 700 head came across at Douglas yesterday. What the hell happened to 200 a day? You got her. Exactly. What happened to that? And then I seen something in this comment. I found this email on Drovers that I read some of that stuff over there. Let me get back to this one guy, this one vet that says, there we go. Here we go. There is no way a screwworm will come into the United States on a bovine. It just won't happen, insists Wesley Eade of the EMCO Cattle Company, a longtime cattle feeder. Okay. If this was true, why did we close the border? Got my point? There's no way a screwworm will come in to the United States on a bovine, period. It just won't happen. Okay, then why did we close the border? I don't know. Somebody help me out there. Why did we close the border? And yes, on the fuel, because they got us bent over. Does anybody question why the U.S. government is willing to import foreign below when what our ranchers can produce it for? Yep, that's a good point. That's the only thing I know we need imported beef. We're not producing enough, guys. That's all there is to it. That's the bottom line. But that being taken, there's no reason for cattle pricing to go down. I know that President Trump and some other politicians have said, I want to get the price of beef down. Why? They just started making somewhat of a profit in the beef market, and here you go with this crap. So you're right. Why? But then they're buying beef from other countries, and I hear this crap about Argentina. There's a lot of countries that he can import beef from, and he has not specifically said that I know of. If he has said, I'd like to get my hands on that article. I haven't been looking for it, by the way. Buying it cheaper. So they can cheapen beef up here. Market drops, gives the Chicago Board of Trade boys a reason to drop our stuff. So yes. Let's see here. What else we got going on here? Yep. Friendly old oil companies. Next time you have a hiccup, I'll never let you live it down. There you go. I didn't say your name out loud, so I didn't give you some not so good news from UAW members. They rejected the John Deere's contract extension proposal. Union rejection centers on how to share the company's multi-billion-dollar profits amid market uncertainty. The United Auto Workers' rejection of John Deere's proposed contract extension underscores the divide between the workers, pointing to the company's financial performance as evidence they deserve a stronger voice in the contract, and Deere warning that soft ag equipment demand and an uncertain farm economy continue to pressure the business, while the UAW says Deere's financial results and employment outlook support its position. The company says it will face inconsistent financial performance in recent years, has faced, and remains uncertain with a sustained turnaround will come. John Deere continues to outsource jobs. 1,600 workers are still laid off. Our members rejected Deere's offer to extend their contract because they know their worth and what they deserve, said UAW President Shawn Fain. The company failed to make an offer that addressed the issues weighing on the minds of our members, especially job security. We'll see John Deere at the table next year. Meanwhile, Deere & Company says it's disappointed by the outcome of Sunday's vote. The current agreement remains in place through October of 2027. Deere & Company says they will return to the negotiating table with the UAW when the agreement is set to end. So here we go. So, I mean, Deere's been posting big profits here lately, no matter what's going on with the sales market. So, third quarter net income this year, $1.379 billion, an increase from 1.29 or 289 during the same quarter last year. So, how can you not go to negotiating table saying we have a lot of uncertainty, and they just made $100 million more this quarter than they did the same quarter last year? All right, there you have it. All right, let's see here. Hay report from Oklahoma Sales. The USDA Oklahoma Direct Hay report. Let's see what we got here. This week's volume. 25,500, is that right? That's by tonnage, the above number tonnage. 2,556 tons compared to 1,800 tons last week and 1,000 tons last year. All right, Central Oklahoma, conventional hay. Alfalfa Supreme, large squares, 4x4, $285 a ton. Alfalfa Good, large squares, 4x4, 240 of them sold for $200 a ton. Alfalfa Fair, large squares, 4x4, brought $180. Direct hay report here, grass, large rounds, 500 of them sold for $50 a bale, and they were in good. They weren't supreme. Soybean hay, good shape, large rounds, sold for $150 a ton. Large squares, 4x4s, sold for $150 a ton. Bermuda grass, large rounds, $90 a ton. I'm going to say, let's back up. $90 a bale. Small squares was $11 a bale. Bermuda grass, large rounds, $80 a bale. Bermuda grass, good, $70 a bale. There was 320 of those. Bermuda grass, fair shape, 760 of them, probably last year's or didn't put it up right, $60 a bale, and that was in north central Oklahoma. Northeast, some prairie medium rounds, wonder what that means, $65 a bale, medium rounds. So I guess there's three categories now since I seen that one in Kansas, those 4x4s that weigh 750 pounds. So now we got the man-sized bales that most of us out here in western Oklahoma bale with the 5x6s, and then we got the housewife bales from over there around Delhi that are the 4x5s, and then we got the children bales, the 4x4s. round bales. So we got 3 categories now that I get to talk about for the rest of my career. Medium rounds, 900 of them sold for $65 a bale. And who is this? This is Northwest Oklahoma. Man, a lot of hay sales in northwestern Oklahoma. Alfalfa Supreme, good hay, large squares, 4x4, $285 a bale or ton. Alfalfa Premium Supreme, 608 large round bales, brought $240 a ton. Alfalfa Premium large squares, 4x4, sold for $210 a ton. Alfalfa Good, $90 a ton. Looks like it's for grinding hay. Alfalfa Good to Premium large squares, 228 of them, $170 a bale or ton. And then this is by the bale. Bermuda grass large rounds, 912 of them, sold for $110 per bale. Prairie meadow grass, 240 large bales, sold for $40 to $50 a bale. And that's all I got on that. There you go. There it is. Got it. And let's see here. According to this, on the average, comparing Kansas, Texas, and Oklahoma on hay forage, alfalfa premium hay in Kansas was selling for $200 to $300 a ton. Oklahoma, $210 to $285. Texas, nothing available there. And good alfalfa was selling in Kansas for $180 to $260, with that $260 being delivered. Missouri, right in there at $150 to $175 a ton. Oklahoma on good alfalfa, $170 to $200. Grass hay prices in Kansas, premium was $155 to $400. Good was $80 to $250. Missouri was $150 to $200 for premium, and good was $150 to $185. Oklahoma, nothing available there. Texas, nothing available there also. And it looks like, to me, Kansas was the highest in the United States for premium alfalfa, bringing $400 a ton. Pretty amazing. Let's see what else we got here. Placements for cattle and calves and feedlots total 1.42 million head in July, down 11% from a year ago, and the lowest July total since USDA began the series in 1996. Net placements was 1.37 million, according to the USDA's latest cattle on feed report. Marketing and fed cattle totaled 1.62 million head in July, down 7% from a year ago. This marked the lowest July marketings since the USDA began the series in 1996. Milk production per cow in the United States averaged 2,075 pounds in July. It's up 3 pounds from July of 2025. The U.S. dairy herd totaled 9.71 million cows in July, up 199,000 head from a year ago, but unchanged from June. U.S. milk production totaled 20.1 billion pounds in July. That's up 2.2% from July of 2025. Okay, let's take a Stockman's Vet Clinic break. And before we do that, sorry, I'm ahead of schedule here. Let me find this from yesterday. I'm just going to share this with you. Don't say Jimmy told me to do it, but so he's talking about. I was giving you guys the heads up on the blue-green algae that hit a person's pond yesterday or the day before, and he lost 4 head of calves. Takes 1 quart of the blue-green algae water to kill a calf, to possibly kill a calf. This gentleman here, and I'm just passing this along, you need to get with your vet or OSU extension officer, but I'm passing this along. Dump about 10 to 15 gallons of bleach in the pond. It will kill the algae, and the sun will quickly kill the chlorine, and it won't hurt the cows. You're on your own on that one, okay? But I am passing that information along. All right, let's take a Stockman's Vet Clinic break, and we'll be right back.
He loves talking about farming and ranching. Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
Hay wrap is what people use in their balers, the farmers, when they want to, baling up hay. It wraps it up, is better than twine. So it's like one consistency, holds everything together, lasts longer, easier to cut off. Well, we started selling it because we got asked for it because nowhere around here to really buy it, the good kind of net wrap that we have. So we found a vendor that's good price, and now we carry it. We've got it. Camrock is right south of Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City, Oklahoma.
Cotton is blooming, the heat is relentless, and for many, the rain just hasn't come. Drought doesn't just stress a crop, it weighs heavily on the families whose livelihood depends on it. Every acre matters. Every bowl matters. Don't leave the finish line to chance. At Carson County Gin, we know the end goal isn't just getting your cotton ginned, it's maximizing your profit. Our commitment is to help you earn the best grade possible, protect the quality you've worked so hard to grow, and put more money back in your pocket. Farming isn't getting any easier, but you don't have to face it alone. When harvest arrives, trust the people who treat your crop like it's their own, because to us, it's never been just about cotton. It's your livelihood, it's your family tradition, and it's our privilege to stand beside you every step of the way. Carson County Gin, 15 miles west of Pampa. The website is carsoncountygin.com. Your cotton deserves the best, so do you.
Arc Energy in Elk City is expanding and has immediate openings for experienced ASME welders, a certified forklift operator, and entry-level hydro testers that they will train, offering competitive pay, plus medical insurance, paid time off, and matching 401k. If you're looking to work for an established, solid, and growing company, Arc Energy's it. Apply in person at 3114 South Highway 6 in Elk City or online at arcenergy.com. That's arcenergy.com. Arc Energy is an equal opportunity employer.
As a farmer or rancher, you're always looking for ways to save time and money. The Apache Hay Wagon from Everett's Welding in Visay, Oklahoma will help you do just that. The Apache Hay Wagon eliminates 80 to 90% of hay waste with its unique design. It hauls multiple bales, saving you time and money. Go by Everett's Welding today and ask to see the Apache Hay Wagon. You'll be glad you did. You can also visit them online at everettswelding.com.
You want to start your own business and do something you love. It's exciting, but you've got a lot on your mind. Will customers buy what you're selling? What about overhead costs? Do you have the money to get started? Plenty to consider before jumping headfirst into this thing you love. It just so happens that helping people start and grow a business is something I love. I'm Kyle Killoffer at Great Plains Bank in Elk City, member FDIC. People tell me I'm a good listener. When you're ready to start your business, come tell me about it.
You don't want to let your cotton set in the field day after day waiting to be gin. Now to better serve you, the cotton farmers in Oklahoma and the Texas Panhandle, Lone Star Gin has processed over 540,000 bales of cotton. They've got locations in Pampa, Texas, and now in Burns Flat, Oklahoma. Lone Star Gin has the ability to process over 2,400 bales per day. All they do is gin cotton. Go to LoneStarGin.com for more information, and you can find them on Facebook.
Now, back to more of Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Bessie, here is your Hobart Farm and Garden ag weather update for southwestern Oklahoma. 97, feels like 99. Heat risk is low, dew point 63, humidity's 32, northeast winds at 10 miles an hour. 3-day average 4-inch bare soil temperature 94 degrees, sunset at 8:14, sunny 106 today. 30% chance of thunderstorms tonight, 73 for a low. Chance of thunderstorms tomorrow, 30% chance that is, and 96 for a high. I know one thing. I was moving a water tank yesterday, one of those 10-footers, and yesterday afternoon after the show, and it was hot. That's all I can tell you. She was hot. Hey, coming up this weekend, actually Friday, I'm sorry. Coming up this Friday at the Woodward County Event Center is the 580 Cattle Conference. Tiffany will actually be on the show with me tomorrow, starting at 12:15 to talk about it and the future speakers and stuff. And you can go, you can Google 580 Cattle Conference and go either on social media or their website. And There's a QR code on there to go this weekend. It's going to be really be good. We're going to be talking about the 2026 market outlook and farm and ranch estate planning, beef production and management, navigating the drought by Dr. Paul Beck. It's going to be a good time coming up this Friday, August 28th, again at the Woodward County Event Center. And again, Tiffany will be on here tomorrow. I got something else I want to talk to you guys about, especially, I don't know if the other counties got this, but here at they do here in Beckham County with the North Fork of the Red River Conservation District. If you got a chance, or if you have a chance between now and Friday, please stop by the NRCS in the North Fork Conservation District there in Sayre, Oklahoma. Hanging in there in the wall as you walk into the main office, there's a survey. And when the board gets together, the Conservation Board gets together and talks about what they're going to do with certain monies and all this other stuff, this survey goes a long ways. And I got one in my hand right now. And if you want me to, I can either email you one or text you one of these surveys. You can print it off on your printer or work or whatever. I'd be more than glad to send this to you so you can just drop it off by there. So a lot of these things that they want to talk about is things that they might lean towards spending the money if they know what people like in Beckham County are wanting to do with their deal. So the first question on there says, what do you see as Beckham County's top 3 natural resource concerns? That's one of the questions they asked, and they got numerous things for you to check mark. And then the next question is, what practices should NRCS in the Conservation District focus on in Beckham County? And of course, there's about, 20 or 25. I'll just rattle off some of them. Brush management, cover crop, fencing, fire breaks, grade stabilization structure, grassed waterways, irrigation system or management, livestock water, prescribed burning, on and on, all kinds of stuff. Then they'll ask you what conservation information and educational programs are needed in Beckham County, and I wrote down a couple of them. And then another question, the district is partially funded by locally earned funds. What products and service would you consider purchasing from the Conservation District? So there you are. And then they got a second page where you can fill out, if you got any more comments on any. So if you want one of these, I'll be glad to email you one or text you one, or you can stop by the office in Beckham County at Sayre and pick up one of these surveys. Need to get them filled out by the end of the week, please. It's they're going to start awarding programs next week or next month, sometime in September. So speaking of that, I got some important dates for you to remember. August 31st is the last day that you can purchase NAP coverage for small grain grazing and cool season grasses. And then what else is September 30th, NRCS program sign up deadline. I'm pretty sure that's statewide here. So there you have it. Okay. Well, what else we got to? I like shit. Ba-doo-doo-doo. Oklahoma cattlemen criticize beef import decision. Imagine that. Oklahoma ranchers are reeling following a decision by President Donald Trump to allow beef to be imported and sold 25% below market. The Republican announced he would allow 300,000 metric tons of ground beef to be imported without tariffs in the next 90 days in an effort to reduce costs for consumers. Why don't he do this on vehicles and all other kinds of stuff? As of July, ground beef was selling at a 40-year record high, average $6.89 a pound, according to an analyst by the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. So, wonder what's it selling for in the stores here out in western Oklahoma? $5.80, somewhere around there. So, producers say Trump's plan will drive down prices for calves as they prepare to go to market, because our fall market, especially if we start getting some rains, is our best, and then this happens. Mr. Mike Kelsey Oklahoma Cattlemen's Association Executive Vice President said the announcement was disappointing and surprising and comes at a difficult time for cattle producers. Producers are preparing to sell calves that was born in the spring, he said. Market interference erodes confidence. The nation is at historic lows in cattle production, largely due to droughts. Drought increases the price for feed, he says. In the grand scheme of things, 300,000 metric tons without tariffs in 90 days really isn't a big deal. And it's not, if you know the numbers. But the timing, that sucks. That's when it sucks. And hey, by the way, I don't know if you're watching on Facebook. You see this? It says, I voted. You guys need to get out and vote today. Today's the voting day everywhere, I guess. So I voted. Man, voting for that governor was a tough one for me. I'm not going to lie. And then one of my buddies from up in the panhandle of Oklahoma, Senator Casey Murdoch, out of Felt, who raises cattle also. The timing could not be worse, Murdoch said. It is cratering the market, and it is. When these ranchers are preparing to sell their calf crop, ranchers have spent money on fuel, fertilizer, food, and other items to raise the animals and are hoping to make a profit. Yeah, why doesn't President Trump say something about fuel prices? Let's get those things down. Yeah, at $5.15 yesterday a gallon for diesel, it stunk. He said the number of cows produced will continue to drop as long as this drought persists, and it's true fact. What is happening in the Middle East, such as the war with Iran, is contributing to higher fuel prices, said Gary Jones, a cattle producer. He said he will considerably less. He will get considerably less for his cattle he sells now compared to 6 months ago. Well, actually a month ago. The only thing I see is that Trump is trying to figure out how to bring the cost of living down, and to combat that he's putting the burden on U.S. cattlemen. True statement right there. All right, what else we got going on here? Man, I messed up somewhere. Bear with me a second here. I got to move into the Jimmy Clark mode here. Let's see here. Yep, here we go. According to this, as an ag economist says, the latest cattle on feed report from the USDA should be supportive to the cattle market. It should be. Kenny Berding is with the University of Kentucky. It's a simple story here. Placements are lower than expected. Marketings are as expected, but we market it more than we place. So we brought on feed numbers down, and it's significantly lower than we expected. It was bullish overall. He tells Brownfield News this report will serve as a benchmark for the industry as live cattle imports from Mexico are set to resume. The next cattle on feed report, if nothing changes, will have a little bit of those in August placement levels. We also about a week of placements where they might show up. Berding said that there's still no signs of herd expansion and added volatility in the cattle market, and then the recent plant closures, and then the announcement from President Trump Friday, and it will allow up to 300,000 metric tons of product for ground beef to be imported out of quota. If it does work to lower beef price to some extent, you can make an argument that it isn't positive for cattle prices. There's the potential negative value impact as well. So no, this is at a minimum, and it's an expansion. It's just disincentivizing those expansions. So the USDA has all cattle on feed up 1.8%, placements down 11%. So yeah. And you got to remember something about the read somewhere where on the plant closures that they did last week. 3 of them? One in Utah, one in Illinois, one in Pennsylvania or somewhere. I don't remember where all there was. So there was a reason behind closing these, and everybody got a knee-jerk reaction when they closed it. They didn't have enough cattle to go through there to keep that place open. So what they're doing is they're going to have to spend a little more on trucking and get them moved to other plants. And it didn't. you didn't see on the national news where those people where they were closing had a chance to transfer to some of the others plants if they wanted to do that. So like Amarillo, they put on another shift out there here in Amarillo to pick up from the one in Utah. But they're still not. They're still going to be able to process the same amount, and nothing really changed. But it hurt the market there for a few days, and then what else is going on. So, all right, Tiffany will be on tomorrow. I'll have Noel on Thursday from Arizona. He's going to be speaking to us about he went down there and watched the opening of the border with cattle live. That's going to be, I bet he's got some cool stories to say. All right. Hey, by the way, the fencing on the Mexico side is all with rebar. If you want to know. It's Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark, brought to you by First National Bank and Trust in Elk City and Sayre, Oklahoma. God bless everybody.